Oh, be careful. There's a counselor on.
Hi, good morning, future Eagles, and welcome counselors from all the high schools that might be joining us. Thank you very much for being here today. My name is Mariceli Vargas. I am the Director of Student Life and Activities here at Central Texas College, and I want to welcome you all to this, our very first info session for Central Texas College. I hope that you and anyone that you know that might be interested in being part of Central Texas College in the future is listening to us. If not, please let your friends, family, anybody who's interested know that that we're here and that we are going to be giving out some information and that we would love to hear from you. So today we're going to be going over some very general information, but if you have questions, we're going to also be able to try to answer as much as we can at this time. Some of the things that we're going to be discussing are the academics offered, as well as the locations, student life and student support that we have available, admissions, and then we're going to bring it up for a Q&A so we can answer any burning questions that you might have, or at least kind of guide you into the process as to what is available to you. I'm going to ask that everybody that is wanting to join us, please do so. If you have questions, please type them into the chat. We're going to be looking and monitoring those as we go along so that we can help answer any questions that you may have. So please type questions, comments. We're definitely going to be looking at those live and try to answer them as much as possible for us. So without further ado, I am going to pass it on to Barbara Merlot. She's our Director of Marketing Outreach for Central Texas College, and she's going to talk to you about academics in some of our locations.
Did you want to show the welcome video first?
Oh yeah, we have the welcome video. Yeah, are you doing that?
I'm going to share that. Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, Barb's going to show our welcome video. Close your meetings, Barb.
Okay, Marcella, you want to say anything about that, or you want me to go right into the academics piece? Go ahead. Okay. So at CTC, the most important thing, if you don't remember anything else about the programs that we offer, and I know you all probably have some things that you're interested in studying, but if you don't remember anything else, understand that we have two different kinds of programs And I'm going to show a 2-minute video that kind of outlines what the differences are so that you can go into looking at our list of careers and list of programs, knowing what you're going to get at CTC. So I'm going to share another video right now. But not that one. Okay, so just to kind of reiterate what you saw there, when you start looking at what kind of academic programs we have here, you need to keep in mind that your first decision is going to be, do I want to get a certificate for a year and get a job? Do I want to get an associate's degree and get a job? Or do I want to transfer to a university? Because that's going to dictate what classes you take and where you start. It's really important that you try to make that decision when you get here. And even if you don't make that decision, talk to an advisor about what your options are, and definitely take advantage of the Career Center because they'll do all kinds of assessments and things like that. So if anybody has any questions about academic programs, we have an entire web page that focuses on each one of our program areas and gives you everything from salary uh, to careers and how much time it takes you to get there. And I think I was going to show those, but maybe later. So I'm not ready for that yet. I'm going to turn it over to Mariceli now to talk about student support and student life.
All right, guys. So one of the main things that we want to make sure that you're aware of is that you're always going to be supported here at Central Texas College. And there might be some things that are available that you might not even have considered. And so we want to kind of tell you a little bit about some of those things and some of the options. The main thing is that we are here to help you. If you are stuck, if you don't know what to do, if you're not sure how to handle a situation, we have all kinds of different options that are available to you as a Central Texas College student. So we're going to show a quick video, and then afterwards I'll talk a little bit more about some of the options. I can't hear it, Barb. But yeah, some of the things that most of the students, what they don't realize is that we actually have a lot of free resources, like our tutoring. We have counselors on site that you can actually talk to. There's a lot of options, and everybody in CTC ultimately wants you to succeed. So we want to make sure that you are actually having um, the opportunity to be able um, to see what things are available to you, how we can help you, and what are some of the other things that we can guide you through. So let me see if this video will work now.
You may have enrolled as an individual, but once you become a student at Central Texas College, you're not alone. We have a variety of support services and resources to support you. CTC's Academic Studio Student Success Center is a one-stop shop for all your student needs. Students can receive academic advising in person and online tutoring and participate in study groups. Qualified students can take advantage of textbook lending and childcare assistance. As a college student, you'll spend a lot of time in the library, and ours offers a variety of services and resources to help keep you on track. Students can get help writing research papers and submit them for review free of charge. You can bring your own laptop or borrow one of ours. And if you need a quiet place to study, rooms are available on a first-come, first-served basis. If you have questions, the Ask a Librarian email service is available 24 hours a day. Or if you need immediate responses to your questions, the live chat and text service can help. Bad at math? You're not alone. We offer a math lab that provides assistance with everything, from college algebra to calculus. And if you need more help with math or any other subject, we offer online tutoring by appointment for up to 2 hours per day. Students with a qualifying documented disability can receive reasonable academic accommodations to include extended testing time, separate testing areas, note takers, and sign language interpreters. Please visit our webpage or visit us in person for more information. Worried about your options after you graduate? We've got you covered. Our Career Center offers career counseling, employment and recruitment services, job fairs, and more. And if you're not quite sure what career you'd like to pursue, use the career assessment tool to help you identify what you're good at and what careers are best suited for you. College can be overwhelming, but we are here to help. The Substance Abuse Resource Center offers individual and group counseling as well as information on how to deal with stress. Eagles may fly alone, but at CTC, we soar with you.
All right. So as you can see, there's a variety of resources available to you as a student. Like I mentioned before, tutoring is one of the main ones. A lot of the services that we would normally offer to you in person in a quote unquote regular world. We're actually everything that we're offering in terms of support, we are able to offer it virtually as well. Library resources, advising, counseling, um, tutoring, and anything else that requires you to meet with someone, we can meet in a very similar way as like we're meeting right now. So it's really, really important that you think about what options you have and what you want to do with this. And if you ever have any questions or if you're not sure as to how you want to handle something, you come talk to one of us. We'll do everything that we can to guide you through the process of getting uh, your education squared away, your mindset. We understand that it's not just about being a healthy person, it's about you also being an individual, and that you can actually be successful, and it's not all about academics. It's also about the experiences that you have. It's about the friends that you make. It's about the connections. And that kind of leads me towards clubs, organizations, and student life in general, which is what I oversee. Um, it's just as important for you to get good grades, but it's also important to make those connections. And sometimes being part of a club or organization can help guide you and be the support that you need it to be. One of the big things that we have found is that if you're part of a club or organization, then you have a small group of people, or a big group sometimes, that can actually help guide you through a process that maybe somebody in that group has either already gone through or is going through just as much as you are. And then we also have sponsors that you can ask questions, and they know how to move around the college and how to answer a lot of the things that maybe you wouldn't feel comfortable just walking up into somebody else's office. You might be able to discuss some of the issues with your sponsor if you're not doing well with academics, if you have an issue at home and you need support. All of those things are things that a sponsor can help you with if you ask. So that's why we want to make sure that you feel comfortable in here at the college with and have a great academic, not just academic, but also uh, life here as a student. So we have a short video on student life that I'm going to ask Barb to share with us, please.
When I enrolled at Central Texas College, I was worried about my classes, meeting new people, and what to expect. The tour of the campus with a student ambassador was pretty cool. He made me feel really comfortable, and he had all the right answers. New student orientation helped out a lot. I received information about the rules and guidelines on campus and how they apply to me. I was able to ask questions about things I wasn't sure about, and I felt more prepared for life as a CTC student. They told me about student life. It's the best thing ever. I can relax and have fun, hang out with other students like me. I met people from other backgrounds and made connections that I never thought were possible. Student life also connected me to campus clubs and organizations. I joined a club and found out it was a great way to have fun and make a difference on campus and in the community. College can be stressful, and forming new relationships can be hard. Student life helped me to grow as an individual and make connections and memories that will last a lifetime.
All right, so as you can see, that's an opportunity to make connections, and things have changed a little bit in the last year, but okay, a lot. But we still are having meetings, we're still having discussions, we're still having the opportunity of you as a student being able to meet with other students and have activities and do things so that you can actually create a community within the college. So please make sure that you participate in everything that we have to offer and look at some of the options we have for you. We're constantly trying to engage more with students and offer new things. So please look at the options and join us. Give us feedback. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. That's the best way for us to be able to help create a better environment for you and something that you're really going to enjoy. So, having said all that, I am going to pass my baton over to Jeff. He is going to talk to you guys a little bit about our admissions process and some of the things that you need to have squared away. Take it away, Jeff.
Okay. Thanks, Marcelli. Everybody, my name is Jeff Pyatt, and I am an admissions advisor recruiter for Central Texas College here in Killeen, and I'd like to welcome you to our WebEx today, our little info session. Part of my duties as admissions advisor and recruiter is to assist students with the application process. So congratulations on your senior year. I bet you all know when your graduation is. It's probably the first part of June of 21 or the last part of May. But the very first thing we're going to talk about is how to apply for admissions. And if you visit our website at www.ctcd.edu, at the top, Barb, is this a video or you just?
No, it's live.
Okay. All right. The apply now button. If you hit the apply now button, you're going to go down to the bottom and you're going to create an account. Okay. And you're gonna sign up. You're gonna put your first name in there, your last name, your email, and then you're gonna follow the instructions on how to apply for admissions. It's going to take about 5 to 7 business days to process the application for admissions. You should receive an acceptance letter from us saying you've been accepted, but we'll need additional information. The great thing about the application for CTC is it doesn't obligate or bind you to anything. Central Texas College has an open admissions policy, meaning if you have your GED or high school diploma, you'll be accepted to CTC. Your application is good for a year, so maybe you take an off year or something like that. If you decide to attend CTC within that year, your application is still good. Over a year, you'll need to reapply for admissions. been recruiting for a very long time, and I always, always, always suggest students if you may have plans to attend another university or institution somewhere, but at the very last minute those plans may change. It could be financial. You may not be ready to go off. Go ahead and apply for admissions for Central Texas College, because you may at the very end decide to come here. Okay. A question that I always ask seniors is, what are you going to do after high school to make more than minimum wage? Everybody in here knows what minimum wage is. It's 7.25 per hour, and there's 40 hours per work in a work week. And I'm not very good at math, so I had to write this out. But 7.25 per hour times 40 hours a week is $290 per week. If you multiply that times 52 hours in a year, that's about $15,100. And that is just not a living wage. Okay, you have your cost of living, you have your car, you have a house payment or your rent, you have your utilities. Everybody has a cell phone. You have your internet, your cable, your car insurance, your health insurance, your groceries, and things like that. You're already in the red. So the question is, what are you going to do after high school to make more than minimum wage? All right, and we offer a number of programs here, as Barb Merlot mentioned a little bit earlier, 1-year certificate programs, 2-year associates programs, and so on. And the next thing is, Barb, is that the prospective student page? Okay. Okay, on the prospective student page, well, that's not what, okay.
Do you want?
Go back to is that getting started? Go to getting started.
Yeah, you want that. Okay.
Yep, that's what I want. Okay. All right. These are just some of the processes that we need for to process your application for admissions. So each tab there, for example, Barb, if you click on the apply for admissions, that'll tell you some of the things that we need and so on. You're welcome to send us an email. You can give us a call. You can chat with us. You might even be able to make an appointment, but that's not going to be as easy. If you scroll back, right on the left where it says apply for admissions, we're going to need your transcript after you graduate from high school. In the last couple of years, I have contacted the KISD schools and said, hey, please send your transcript to CTC. Barb, go back to that page, if you would. Also, what we'll need is you're 21 years of age and younger, whether you attend CTC, University of Texas, Texas A&M. If you're 21 years of age or younger, and if you take classes face-to-face, we're going to need your Bactral meningitis, all right? So we're going to send you a link, and you're going to send that, you're going to upload your Bactral meningitis to that link, and they'll send it to us and verify that we have it. Before you can enroll in your classes, you will need to have some sort of placement exam on file. Central Texas College does not require the SAT or ACT, but we will accept the SAT, ACT. Most of the students who come here have taken the TSI, the Texas Success Initiative Assessment. If you decide to take that test at Central Texas College, it's going to cost you. If you take it at your high school, it's free. So what I would suggest is you take it at your high school, talk to your counselor, ask them. I think they offer it at least maybe once a month. So you want to talk to them and take that test. If you take it here, you're going to have to pay for it. A lot of people refer to it as an entrance exam. I don't refer to it as an entrance exam. That test does not determine if you're going to be accepted to CTC. What it does, it's a placement exam. It determines your level of reading, writing, math, and things like that. Are you college level, or are you here? Are you here in math? You're here in reading, things like that. Well, I can read and write fine. This is where my math was when I went to college. So I had to take some developmental classes in that. Before you can enroll in your classes, you will need to speak with academic advising. And academic advising is going to activate your program of study for you. And they're going to look at your test scores and suggest perhaps the class that you can take or the class that you should take to go in those in that degree program. So third from the bottom, speak with an academic advisor there. And their contact information If you're local, you can call them. You can do a live chat with them. You might send an email. And really, the last thing I have is financial aid. Um, go ahead and apply for the financial aid. And the website, the official website is studentaid.gov. Do not go to .com, and also do not go to do not pay anybody to find money for you, because the studentaid.gov is free and you shouldn't have to pay anybody to apply for you. We also offer scholarships, and I'm not sure what page that's on, Barb. Can you find that right quick? Scholarships typically, there you go. Scholarships typically are, the application enrollment is usually through about the end of March. They go pretty quickly. I've always suggested apply for a scholarship, even if you think you may not qualify for the scholarship. Put some effort into it, other than, hey, I need money to go to college. That's not an essay. If I were reading it, it's going to go to the shred pile. Tell them why you want to go to college. You're the first in the family, first generation, things like that. And people will read it, okay? So I believe that's all I have. And if anybody has any questions, you're free to send the questions in. I'm going to send my email, and if you have any questions, you can email me. And also, what I would like for everybody to do is, everybody who has joined us today, send your name in the chat, your first name, your last name, and the high school you attend, because I have a goodie bag, and I'm going to draw names from each school and take a goodie bag to whoever's name I draw. Okay, so if you'll do that, Tristan, you're the first one on there. We have Harker Heights. Anybody from Ellison? Shoemaker, Cove,
Okay,
Honey?
we have
Go ahead.
we have some questions.
Okay.
While everybody is typing in where they're from, make sure that you put also what school
Mhm.
you're from, because that's going to have help Jeff figure out how to find you.
Okay.
So one of the questions that we have is, how long does it take for a Central Texas college to receive your transcript? I'm guessing from the high school for CTC to receive it.
Usually, I will request the transcripts about the time the school year ends, and it's going to take 3 or 4 weeks. Probably, I don't remember if I get them in June or the first part of July. I just don't remember. But they send them in a batch. They send several hundred at a time. But probably about by the end of June, I would say.
Great. The other question, if I have taken the test for my dual credit courses, is it still applicable to the next year's enrollment, or will I need to take it again?
The test is good. SAT, ACT, TSI, those scores will work.
Awesome. Ooh, we have somebody who's not in high school but is ready to start rolling. Thank you for joining us. That is also great. Even though we talk a lot about and to the local high schools, because a lot of the seniors are looking to what they're going to do next year. There may be some of you that are not in high school per se, and we're excited. Thank you for letting us know. Maybe you can send like a private message. We'll send an email to Jeff and let him know that you are also participating and that you're not in a high school, because that way he can also identify who you are. That is great. Oh, we have somebody from Illinois. Awesome. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us. That is awesome. Even though most people don't realize that Central Texas College, even though we're in Central Texas, we're actually have students worldwide, quite worldwide. So yes, I'm excited about the fact that we have some people from outside of Texas. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? I'm looking to see if I have any other questions. Ooh, and Facebook, I have somebody from Harker Heights. Awesome. Thank you for letting us know. I have completed my financial aid and listed CTC as a school, but CTC has not received it.
I answered him a little bit, Marcel.
Can you talk about it though? Because there might be some other
Yeah,
people that might have the same issue.
sometimes there's not a connection if you apply for financial aid before you apply for CTC, because we might get your file from FAFSA and it doesn't get connected to an application. So depending on the timing, that may be what happened. It takes some time to process as well. So we may have it and it just hasn't been processed yet. If you're applying for fall of next year, it's probably not going to be processed right away, because right now they're working on the spring applications. But if you want to get information of what your status is and you have filled out an application and a FAFSA, you can probably email Jeff and he can touch base with financial aid, and they can look at your record specifically, and we'll let you know where you are.
Thank you, Barb. We do have one other question here. Do we offer a student exchange program?
I'm not certain, honestly.
And actually, we don't. I can answer the question. We don't have a specific student exchange. That's something that's usually done more at high school level. For us, however, we do accept international students. There are some very specific requirements, because most of the international students that we service will require a visa to be able to study with us. And so the requirements are way more complicated than, just a simple admissions. They have to have a lot more data, and it takes a lot longer. So if you have a person who is interested in coming to Central Texas College and maybe they're not a U.S. citizen and don't have migration status here, or they're in another country, then please definitely let us know. We can definitely do the admissions, and we have an international student services advisor that can help kind of guide them through the process, and we can put them in contact with them. But it's not really an exchange program per se. It's that we just accept international students, and we have been very successful with students from pretty much all over the world. I think we have, from just the people that I have met from the time that I've been here, I have met individuals from every single continent except Antarctica.
Sally, I can make a comment on that exchange as well. I think the CTC, because we're really a lower level, college that feeds into universities or to a career, it's not that common to do exchange programs. But I will tell you that if you plan to go to CTC and transfer to Texas A&M Central Texas or another university, they will have study abroad programs. Generally, those study abroad programs are going to focus on an academic discipline. So they're going to want a student who has already taken some classes in that major. Example, my daughter was studying theater and she went to England for a study abroad program at her university. But in general, those kind of opportunities happen at the junior and the senior level, when you're junior or senior in college. And then I'm assuming there are opportunities to study abroad for an entire master's degree, of course.
And but if you're looking just to leave the state, we do have some competitions offered by our clubs and organizations, and they do leave the state for those, and sometimes occasionally internationally. But I know for a fact, like, we have our flight team. They will actually compete in different states. They will actually take the CTC airplanes, go to the location wherever the competition is, and it's anywhere within the United States. They'll go, they'll do their competitions, and then come back, and usually they come back with awards. Just like Net Impact does that. I know Rotaract is also looking to, even though it's not out of state, they're looking to maybe participate in the, what is that called, Barb? Don't they have that big international convention?
International convention, yeah. And
so,
it's in Houston, 2022.
Yep. So, I mean, they'll go out there. We have our speech team that participates also, and they are looking to go international, definitely, to do international competitions. So it doesn't mean that we cannot do international or outside of Texas activities. It just means that it's not exactly a student exchange, if that's what you're looking for. The speech team last year actually ended up going to Berlin. And I want to say that the sponsor mentioned Japan for the next location, depending on how COVID restrictions are at that time. Um, but they're looking to potentially go to Japan as part of the speech team. So there are opportunities for you to meet people from all over the world, not just students that are here. But believe me, even if you're going to Houston to this international Rotary meeting, you're going to meet people from all over the world because they will, even if they're in Texas, you'll be able to see that. And there's a whole lot of other things that the clubs and organizations are looking to do, not just within our community, but expand within the state or the US, sometimes international. So please definitely keep that in mind when you're doing some of these things. Let me
Do we
let me
want to go
know.
over the academics just for a minute since I didn't have the page up when it was time to talk about it and I didn't want
Go
to
ahead.
fumble around. Um, and we're not going to talk a lot in detail because we have like 100 different options for students. But I did want to make sure you're aware that the best place to do your research on what programs we have available at CTC is this Explore Academic Programs page. And you can get to it from any page on the website. If you're on a desktop or laptop computer, by clicking the Explore Academics program page, or if you hover over the academics or go to the menu from a mobile device, you'll be able to find it right here. So we categorize things somewhat like the Texas high schools use categories for the endorsements. And you can kind of take a look and see that we have everything from, accounting to cybersecurity to nursing. Some of our more popular programs now in demand are in the healthcare area. And we did add a few very technical lab related fields like histology and medical laboratory technology. We have a massage therapy program that is in the spring going to be a for credit program. It has been a non-credit program of continuing ed. We do have a police academy, but we also have criminal justice. And then most of these are very popular transfer programs. We now have a 4-year engineering degree that you can get in Killeen with a 2+2 between the first 2 years at CTC and the second 2 years at Texas A&M Central Texas, or you can transfer to any university that has an engineering program. We have, transferable math, transferable science, transferable ag degree, if anybody's interested in doing agriculture. So really, there's a lot to look at, and I know probably everybody out there has a different idea of what they might want to do and what they might want to be, but I wanted to draw your attention to this page. So if anybody has questions about any of the programs. A lot of people don't know that we have an aviation program, and we do. We teach people to be pilots, and that also can transfer to a 4-year degree. We have a lot of options in business. We have accounting, we have real estate, we have logistics. We even have homeland security and emergency management. So it's pretty much just ask us what we have, and we'll let you know if we have it. And I will tell you that some of the programs maybe that we don't offer, we will refer you, especially the career programs, over to Temple College, because some of the programs we don't have, they do have. For example, dental hygiene. So, does anybody have any questions about academics?
Okay, I don't see any other questions, but guys, keep asking the questions. This is the perfect opportunity for you to clarify some of the major questions. Oh, I have a question here from Facebook. It says, what are sister colleges to CTC?
If sister means, do you mean where they can transfer to? Is that what the question?
I don't know. She just put sister colleges.
If you're meaning where you can transfer, if you go to a university transfer program, you can transfer to any public university in Texas, and depending on the program, your core complete, you get all your core classes to transfer. I just lost my lights in here. Hang on while I wave to get my lights back. Um, and if some of the programs we have a direct 2+2. Most of our programs that we share with A&M Central Texas, which is here in Killeen, we share a 2+2. So you can look at a 4-year degree plan when you go to Texas A&M Central Texas, and you just do the first 2 years with us. So I hope that answered the question, and if not, if you want to clarify. But we have students that transfer to UTSA, to UT, to A&M, to any of the A&M system schools. It's just always a good idea for you up front to know where you might be going and what you might be studying, because really it's more dependent on what they offer and want you to take. So, so A&M is famous, and I can say this because my son went there, is famous for their math that really no one else offers. So we need to know if you think you want to transfer to Texas A&M Central in College Station, because we want to make sure you get that math and not college algebra, which isn't what you need for a lot of their programs. So hope that clarifies. Thanks,
Barb,
Marcella.
I think that's what she meant with where she could transfer to, because she said, as you were asking, she said yes. But I also put in the chat here, and I'll include it for her. We have a page in our website that talks about the colleges and universities that we have articulation agreements with, and that is also another tool that you can look at, because that might help you also decide who we already have made some decisions with. And though most of these are not necessarily Texas schools. Some of them are, but there are some that are not necessarily Texas schools, and they are still, we already have agreements with them, and you might be able to see what you can get from us to them. So that's also another option. I went ahead and put it in the chat in case anybody wants to look at that as well.
But it's important to know from the other perspective, if you're thinking, I don't know if I want to go to college, but I want to get a job that pays well, we have 1-year programs that can get you into a job. Some 3 to 4 month programs, depending on what you do. We do have a lot of IT programs that are the kind of certificates and degrees that get you certifications. And in the IT world, that really, at this point, matters more than a degree in a lot of jobs. So, don't limit yourself to coming here to do a transfer program. Consider all the options. A lot of people will come and say, well, I'm not sure what I want to do, so I'm just going to take my basics. But then when they get done taking their basics, they still don't know what they want to do. So the purpose of your first 2 years is really to kind of focus on where you want to head, and then the path you need to go to get there. So, do your homework now. Talk to your counselor at the high schools. They have tons of knowledge about what your options are at many colleges. And take career assessments. If nothing else, it'll tell you can be a vending machine repairman, and you can say, no, that's not what I want to be. But also do your research on the programs and know what you're good at. I used to think that I wanted to be a lawyer, and then I found out that the first job you get as a lawyer is something where you're constantly just reading and doing research and all this detailed stuff. And I said, I don't want to do that. Plus you have to go to school more, and I didn't want to do that either. So look in detail about careers, and make sure that, like, if you're not good at science, make sure that science isn't a big part, or you're not interested in science. Make sure that isn't a big part of a program that you think you might want to do. There are tons of opportunities. There is a career for everybody that's going to be a good fit. I'm a marketing person. I highly recommend it sometimes, and other days I don't recommend it at all. So it's all up to you, and this is the time that you should be out there exploring your options.
And a lot of the good thing that we have about our programs, we call it stackable. So you can start with something with a very short career that might take you like a year to complete, and then from there Even like in our welding programs, you get a certification in a certain area, very small, short, sweet, to the point, and then you decide, well, I want to continue, then you can continue to stack certifications on top of it until you either get an associate's degree and you transfer out, or you decide that that's all you want to do. And that's not just in something like welding. We have that even throughout nursing. You can get from a CVN to an LVN to an ADN, and then get ready for your BSN, which would be the bachelor's in nursing, science and nursing. So you can actually go bachelor's of science and nursing, but you can actually keep doing that and work slowly but surely your way up. And you have options and you have things that you can do. I do see a question over here. It says, due to COVID-19, is there still a chance to take CTC online and still participate with clubs in person too? Yes and no. The issue right now is that our administration is being very careful about what is allowed on campus and in person. So the only reason that we're not doing a lot of things in person is that our administration is just being extra careful about what we do in person. That does not mean that you cannot have a situation where we can have a chat like this and you can talk to your sponsor and to other group members and you can still have a discussion. You just physically can't be together yet. We'll see what happens in the next semester. So maybe by the time you're ready to start classes, that may have changed. We don't know what's going to happen yet. But please understand that we have a lot, basically all our clubs are meeting virtually, and that they're having meetings, where they're interacting similar to what we're doing right now. We're face to face. We call it SVL, or like a WebEx meeting. I have one club that's meeting in Discord. It just really depends, but it's all virtual. We'll see what happens next semester and next year, but as of right now, we're not meeting in person. But that does not mean that you cannot participate in clubs. We are definitely still meeting and doing things together. So, but yeah, if you're an online student, you are a student. You can still participate in any club or organization that we have. It's just going to be a little bit different.
Like everything else does.
Like everything else, yeah. But don't worry that we would love to have more online students that take classes with us. And most of our students right now are either online or, like I said, SVL, which is that synchronous virtual learning option. So that they're meeting face to face like we're doing right now with WebEx or some version of a program similar to this, the Zoom, the WebEx, and all of that. So yeah, we're actually excited. This, I think, has brought on a lot of opportunities for us that we had not even considered. And we can now basically, because we're doing things like that, like this, we can meet with anybody worldwide in this manner, have that one-on-one interaction that we maybe in the past had not considered having. That is something that I personally am really excited. If I can get more students worldwide that can participate in the clubs and organizations, that would make me extremely happy, actually. Some really good questions happening here. What else? Who else?
Marcelli, I am meeting with a KISD admin next week to discuss procedures to visit on campus. I guess, recruiting opportunities. So we'll just find out what that is. I don't know if we'll be able to do the fast track since it's such a large group, if we'll be able to do the road show or not. I don't know how we would do the road show, but we'll just have to wait and see. So if you'll see me on campus, say hi, Jeff. I'll be glad to help.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that most of us are missing in general. I know the staff and faculty are really missing just being able to have that student interaction that we were used to having. Especially our social butterflies are really suffering right now. But it doesn't mean that we're not here. It means that we're just doing it differently, and we'll still give you that opportunity. But if we can actually get Jeff on your campus and you see him around, please definitely I think he's missing you a lot, and he would enjoy having like a faraway high five. I know, or like an elbow bump or something, right?
Yeah.
Something.
The good thing about
Um,
doing the virtual is we don't have to wear masks while we're on the WebEx, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Unless you're somewhere where you have to wear a mask. And so.
And even though I have this background behind me, just so that you guys know, let me see. Nope. I am still located in the first floor of this building right here. You can actually see my building in my background. This is where I'm located, right around in here. So even though we don't really have a lot of students on campus, but we're still located in our campus, and we're still offering all of our services to you. So that's why I just wanted to point out I am right here, except there's daylight outside, but right here.
And then on the other side is our campus center, where when you're here and it's allowed, where you just kind of go and hang out or have something to eat or go to an event.
Yep. And then, wait, wrong way. And then you have the full moon. It was a full moon, I promise. Right there.
But if you guys are looking at fall of next year, I think we'll be having students on campus at that point. So there is definitely that to look forward to.
Yes.
And we'll do our welcome bash and welcome you all properly.
I think that's
So-
probably going to be the biggest one. Once we're able to get everybody back on campus, I think everybody's just going to be like, yay! We're going to be excited to be.
Yeah, we may be a little over aggressive in our welcome. Thank God you're here. We're so glad to see you.
I'm gonna stand out. I'm gonna stand outside with one of those spin signs that says "Welcome back."
Yeah.
One of those flags that you
Like,
flip.
"Ah." Yeah. Okay. So let's see. I don't see any other questions. We have a few more minutes. If anybody has any burning questions, if not, Barb, do you have the information on our contact information up, or should we?
I don't. I can just type it into the chat. I'm gonna tell you that the first name I'm typing into the chat is Marcelli, who is beside her office up there, and she is the director of student life. But she's been here for a while, and I promise you, she can answer almost any question you have. And if she can't, she'll find somebody who knows the answer. And of course, Jeff, it's actually his job to answer your questions.
And if I don't know the answer, I know the people who do.
He also enjoys, and especially questions related to when you're in the process of going through applications, or financial aid, or if you get stuck, if you get stuck somewhere, you're not sure what to do next. Jeff is a good one to contact. And then I'm the marketing person here, and my job is to kind of know a little bit about everything, so I can answer a lot of questions, and I like to do that. And if you ask questions on Facebook, you're probably going to either get someone in my staff or our director of advising, or sometimes Marcelli, if you ask questions on Facebook, through the messenger. The same with Instagram, the same with Twitter. It's my staff that's doing it. So we try to keep a knowledge. And if you just get 100% stuck and you say, I don't want to copy and paste those email addresses because I'll forget where they are, just know that you can reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, and you will get an answer. And most of the times, if you ask us on a weekend, we'll still give you an answer. So sometimes on Christmas Day, but not always. So just know that
Yeah.
we're here to answer your questions. It can be really frustrating sometimes when you just want to finish and you don't know what to do next. So if you don't know what to do and you don't know where to go, reach out to us on social media.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's participated so far. This has been really, I think, a great experience for everybody. I know it has been for us. We enjoy being able to be here for you, and I think even just having the opportunity to interact with you is even fun, especially since we don't really get to see you anymore the way that we're used to. So thank you very much to the presenters, to Jeff and Barb, for putting this together. I have I have on here Babette and Bruce, who have been in the background, just kind of making sure that we're keeping all the 8 questions answered, and have been kind of on hold in case we need to have them come in and help us out with something. And to all of our counselors, high school counselors, and all the students, I'm going to say future Eagles that are on the line. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to answer all your questions and to help you out. We are here for you. One of the main things that I am is a student advocate. So if you have questions, like Barb said, please send me an email. Please come to me. I can have a one-on-one meeting with you through a WebEx and make sure that I answer any questions that you might have. And like Jeff said, if I don't know the answer, I'll know someone who does. I've been around long enough to know the answers to most things, but I'm not perfect, and there are some things that happen that I don't have access to. So I may hit up Jeff and be like, hey, Jeff, here, can you help this person? Or can you help me help this person? Or can we talk to somebody in advising or something, just to help clear the path for you so that you can be successful at Central Texas College. It doesn't matter at what level or where you're at in the process. We are here to help you. So please make sure that you reach out to us and let us know how we can do this. So if you know anybody else that might be interested in having a conversation with us about starting your classes, please also spread the word to them. They may not know that they can talk to us or set up an appointment virtually. I am definitely here for you. I do want to show one last thing, Barb. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to show. You read my mind, Barb. I want to make sure that everybody who's interested has the opportunity of signing up for a tour of campus, even though the tour cannot be in person right this moment. We can still have a one-on-one conversation about your goals, what you want to do, and some of the ways to make that happen that are going to be efficient for you. And I can bring in individuals, maybe from, if you want to talk to somebody from a department, a professor or somebody from a department that has more information about what you want to study. I've done it. I have a lot of individuals that, for example, with aviation, they'll want to talk to one of the flight instructors and we can get that set up. Or if you want to talk to a professor from business administration, or I can tell you business administration, they will jump to it right away. Any department, I can pretty much make arrangements so that you can meet virtually with them, get your questions answered, and get anything that you may need taken care of. So for that, I'm going to share my screen, I think. Or Barb, can you show them? Because I have a lot of stuff open here. How they can get to that campus tour option and they can sign up. So that way they will be able to actually do that. It's really, really a great opportunity to have a one-on-one with me or somebody from my staff.
If you go to the prospective students page and you click on the campus tour button, it will get you to our temporary Eagle Spotlight page, and the registration link is right here. And here's a link that will take you to a live chat, again, with Marcelli and her folks. If you have a quick question, you want to sign up for a tour, but you don't know, what to do, but there's a registration form right here. Very similar to those of you that are on the WebEx, similar to the way you registered for this event.
Comment about the tours. I think maybe a lot of seniors don't realize this is you have probably 2 a year, one in the spring and one in the fall, one in the spring. So use that opportunity to visit.
Yeah, I can give you documentation that you can give to your counselor to verify that you were here during a specific date and time.
And the other thing that is on this page is some of the videos we showed, but some other videos that we didn't show. For example, there's a video about how to apply that walks you through the entire application. This is a little bit about how to pay for classes, including financial aid, a little bit about scholarships and so forth. So even if you are not sure you want to take us up on the individual session, this is a good resource page that has information that's relevant to prospective students.
Oh, I have another question here. Let's see. Where do you get information? Yeah, where do you get information about certain types of classes you have for psychology. Is there a link to see the descriptions of the classes that CTC has?
I'm going to go back to the Explore programs, and psychology we would be at one of our transfer programs, and you would find it under social science, which is on our Explore page. And if you go there, it tells about the different disciplines, and psychology is one. So when you do a university transfer, you're going to take a lot of the core classes. You're going to take mostly core classes. You'll have about 18 credit hours, which is about 5 classes that you can use to take your psychology courses or things that will prepare you for the transfer. But this shows you down here the department where you can look at the psychology classes.
And also, we have a club that is honor society that's specifically for people that are interested in psychology. And Psi Beta is the honor society, and you're welcome to also join that club and be part of it. They actually do normally they would do a symposium every year, and a psychology symposium, and they also will do they'll do field trips to different locations to be able to talk to people that are in the psychology field, actually more of a practical approach. So I definitely would recommend that.
I thought of one of the other things a lot of people don't know that we have is fine arts programs. We do have theater, and these are all university transfer. We have music, art, and theater programs. And even if you don't want to major in those, there are opportunities to take the classes and participate in performances in both music and theater. And then the fine art aspect, you can take a class just for fun. And we have not just drawing classes, but metallurgy classes and pottery classes, jewelry making. So there's a lot of fun stuff. You definitely can find something that you're interested in here.
All right. Yes. We have a band and a choir for our music classes, definitely. So I think we're going to wrap it up. You guys have had some amazing questions. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity of sharing this information with you. You guys have been amazing with the interaction, so extra shout out to you guys. And again, we're here for you. Let us know what you need us to help you with so that you can be our next CTC Eagle. And we'll be seeing you around, soaring through our area into our email, if nothing else. And I hope to hear from you very soon. And we hope that you are going to be getting all your information and being ready to come to CTC really, really soon. We'll be looking out for you guys. So thank you, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.